Hey, what's up, everyone? Known as Geeks. I'm going to be giving you a little review on this. Well, not a little review, it's more like an in depth review. I'm going to try to go through it as fast as possibly I can. I got this program from a website called Humble Bundle Sale, which they usually have pretty cheap sales there. I got, I think, like 15 programs for like 13 bucks, and the total MSRP at retail was like uh, 380 bucks or 350 bucks. I don't remember. So this program is probably like 20, $30, $40. I don't really know, but I got it for like less than a dollar because all the programs were bundled together, so it's pretty cheap. Uh, it was probably like a dollar something. I don't know. I'm not paying attention to that. I think it was like $15 at most. But anyways, as soon as you start up the program, this is what you're gonna see. And yes, I do have the pro version because that's what I bought the key for. It was the pro version. I'm gonna go through each and every one of these to tell you, what it's about, whether you need to use it or not, and we'll be telling you if I do recommend this program or not. So, let me give you a background story about what these things do. As you can see, start automation, registry, clean, registry defrag, privacy sweep, swiper no swiping. I'm just kidding. Spyware removal, disk scan, junk file cleaner, internet boost, vulnerability fix, shortcut fix, system optimization, and disk optimization. I've had tried a couple of these programs in the past. Seed Cleaner, I don't like. I've never liked it. There's another one called System Mechanic. I've used it once, didn't like it either. My friend loves that thing. He says it fixes everything that he uses, and so far as he says, and it actually works. Everyone's different. For me, every time I've tried a program, they never really worked for me. There's always something wrong with my computer. Another one that I did like and I had full confidence in was a program. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think it's system system optimization. It was for Windows 7. I don't remember, but a company called Komodo makes it. They make like firewall. They make like VPNs, antivirus, and a bunch of other programs. My favorite thing from there is the Komodo firewall, which I do recommend if you have a decent computer. If you have a 4 core computer with at least 2 gigs of memory and a decent GPU, which is a graphics card, I guess you can run a Komodo and another program like an antivirus. I mean, I use two at the same time, and I've never had problems. But for lower end computers, like say just straight basic computer to surf the internet, you would probably have problems running Komodo and like a Vera or a Vast, AVG, let's see, Trend Micro, and so on. You would probably have problems with that. But anyways, enough of that. So again, as I was telling you before, I don't really remember if I did. This is what exactly starts up as soon as you start it up. You have all these options, what I was telling you before. So this is the tab that it opens up. So let's start with optimization, startup optimization. Optimize startups items to shorten PC boot time. So what that says is pretty much what it is. If you have a bunch of programs on your computer, Windows 8 or 7 or 10, it's going to load pretty slow. So as soon as you push that power button and then you wait and then it shows Windows 7, 8, or 10 loading, and then it's just keeps loading and loading and doesn't get to the desktop, which is this is the desktop, by the way. You'll have like icons and stuff. All my icons are hidden, so I don't really like showing what the icons that I have. Um, this is a desktop, and you'll have all your icons and so on. So the more programs you have, the more stress you're going to put on Windows, and more stress you put on your CPU and your hard drive, solid state drive, whatever you're using in your computer. There are multiple ways you can approach how to remove these. This program pretty much helps you do it for you. So we'll stop all the programs, pretty much like the high priority ones, or not high priority ones, high risk. I'm not too sure how they say it, but if one way for you to find out if you have things are starting up in the beginning and you want to slow it down, You want to stop them or not mess with them, whatever. But here's another way of actually doing it. You're gonna have your taskbar down here, which is all your stuff. So you want to right click your taskbar and go to Task Manager. When you go to Task Manager, go all the way up for Windows 8.1 and I believe Windows 10. I haven't used Windows 10 yet, so I can't really say if that's there. So you want to go to Startup, and here's everything that's running in the beginning of my computer. Classic Start Menu, which is this. By the way, that's not part of Windows 8.1. I've downloaded this myself. You got the classic menu, Komodo Internet Security, which is the Komodo firewall. I don't actually have the security version. The Java scheduler, the sticky notes, Internet Security Essentials, which is by Komodo. It's a little tiny antivirus program. They come with the Komodo firewall. It's alright. It helps you, like, hey, something was trying to happen to your computer, so we blocked it for you. Avira Connect, which is the Avira antivirus program, which is this one here. I do recommend that, by the way, if you need a good, powerful system. That's pretty much it. And this one is the tray application, which is this one here, because this is right here. This is called a tray, but this whole thing is called a taskbar. So you can pretty much stop these programs if you wanted to from this section. So for example, this one says, you see how this tab says Startup Impact, Status, Publisher, and Name? Startup Impact, you can always right click and disable it. And you'll stop it from starting up in the beginning, no matter what the program has priority over. It will pretty much stop everything. If you want to stop this one, you want to stop. If you want to stop them all, your computer is going to run 100% better during boot up. It's less programs for it to run. So since I'm not going to stop any of these because I want all these to be running at the beginning of my computer, I have a quite beefy computer. It's not a cheap kind. I probably spent like 1,500, if not almost $2,000 on this computer. Some of the parts are old. Some other parts are newer. But overall, this computer is pretty beefy. Anyways, about my computer, let's go to the next item. Registry. Clean up registry to improve PC performance. So registry is a little difficult to explain. Let me try to explain something that everybody could relate to. Okay, so every program has its own files to it. Now, Windows needs a way to understand where this program is located, what other information that this Windows needs to understand this program. Does it have a serial key? Does it have a product key? How many programs come with it? What other, is there drivers, connected to it? Did it have to register any programs with Windows? This is pretty much what that is. So, for example, let's just say you build yourself a clinic because you became a multimillionaire. Now, you have a total of 10 clients just for now. Now, each client is from A through whatever. So let's just say from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. 10 clients, okay? So all the way up to J. Now, you have what do they call those? File lockers, where you pull the or file cabinets, where you pull the file, or where you pull the cabinet out, the drawer, and you have each folder with each person in there. So from A through J, you have 10 folders from A through J. Now, if say you had clients that had the same names, and you don't want to put, like, say, what? No, I'm sorry. I have this backwards. I don't know what I was thinking. What I was trying to say is, say you had a bunch of the medical documentations, okay? Each documentations have each person's name on there, but you don't know which one it is. So let's say it's like a little tiny book, with a little folder on top of it, but you don't know which you don't know which it belongs. You don't know that I'm starting to have a brain fart here. I do apologize. You don't know which medical file goes to. You don't know what medical file goes to that specific person. So how do you make it more organized? So from the A through J, you're gonna have to create a folder. So you put you right on top of the little folder section. You'll put like a little sticky on there saying this is folder A, and we're gonna put any clients that has the letter A in this section. So you'll put them in alphabetical order. So that's pretty much what registry is. It has everything in alphabetical order, in its own programming, and in its own way. People are gonna tell you it's something different. Everybody has their own ways, but the actual way to explain the registry, that's what it is. It has details of that program. Sometimes there's not a lot. There's like maybe one or two registries in that folder of that program. So, for example, Advanced System Care, of course, it's going to have multiple things because it has a lot of programs built into it. I'm sorry, I had a hiccup. Advanced System Care, of course, has a product key. So, in one of the registries, it's going to have a product key. So, in that folder, there's a bunch of registries, but there's one specific registry that has a product key in it or serial number. So this is what registry is. It's a file cabinet for all the programs that you have installed. It's the location where it's at, what things that it needs, product keys, and so on. So that's pretty much what a registry is. I'm not too sure if you understand it. But let's move to registry defrag. Say you have multiple files that too many. Let's just say you uninstalled a couple of programs that you didn't like. Like say this program, for example. I didn't like this program, and I tried to use another one. This program left a bunch of registry behind, which I don't need anymore. So let's just say the registry key was still there. I don't need that crap anymore. So I use that program to clean it for me, and it gets rid of that whole folder, that whole section of Advanced System Care 10.4. It gets rid of it and optimizes that area, and makes it available space for another program. So that's pretty much what registry defrag is. It gets rid of clutter, programs that you no longer use, information you're no longer going to use anymore, or information that the computer won't use anymore. So that's pretty much what registry defrag. They're both part of each other. Now, privacy sweep is something that is see how it says right here: erase your activity history and surfacing traces. So that's pretty much what it is. You go on the internet and you put some passwords on there. It'll stop showing you, like, say you don't want nobody. You're on Facebook, because some people don't really like saying, "Oh, he was on Facebook all day. Wow, that guy had nothing to do." This sounds like my life. Anyways, that will get rid of your histories, say passwords you have saved on there, any type of cookies or information, just like registry, but for the internet. So that's what privacy sweep is. It gets rid of anything that you've been on the internet. It'll completely clean it. It'll get rid of anything, like any trace that you ever been on the internet, pretty much. Let's move on to the next one, just spiral removal. Remove spyware and other security threats. So spyware is a program that phone home to the program creator. What phone home means is, like, it sends information to the people who created the program, and it tells you, hey, you know what, this guy is not using the program. Hey, let's send him information saying that, hey, if you upgrade today, we'll drop 15% off the program. They'll keep spying on you, and they'll start boosting more programs to you, saying, hey, if you use this one, it makes this program better, or hey, we got other programs that you want to use. It keeps spying on you. Like, it'll look at things that on your computer is like, oh, well, he has this, he has clutter. Let's send him some information about clutter. We have programs for that. Let's say that program has a registry cleaner, like a registry cleaner defragger. He's like, oh, hey, his registry is really compact and there's a bunch of crap in there he doesn't use anymore. Hey, let's just boost this program and saying, hey, 25% off if he gets it today. So that's pretty much a spyware will pretty much send you information that you don't need. Sometimes, actually, more than once, it will give you a virus. and those viruses suck to have. It really does. But that's pretty much what spyware removal is. It removes like viruses and programs that you don't need. Discan, well, Discan is a program that scans and fixes hard drive errors. It's if your hard drive, I don't really trust in these kind of things, especially for Discan. Let me tell you something about what a hard drive is and a solid state drive is. A hard drive is a hard disk drive. It's HDD, hard disk drive, HDD. That's the actual way of saying it. Is hard disk drive. People are saying hard drive because it's shorter. Hard disk drive is composed of mechanical parts. There are a bunch of platters inside there, like if you can imagine a mirror and a little CD, and that's the CD has a mirror coating on top of it. Just like if you flip the CD over from the other side and you'll see your reflection, that's pretty much something like it. But these little platters are made out of metal. Now there are multiple arms that go from the top and the bottom because the platters have fair mirror finish on each side. Now each arms have like a little eye at the very end of it that shoots zero information, shoots binary. I think they call it. I can't remember if it's binary, but it shoots at zeros and ones and zeros, and so on onto the disk, and that's the information that your computer has. So, like, say for example, Windows 8 is a bunch of zeros and ones and zeros and ones. It is a bunch of zeros and ones, but that's how program is made. That's how the computer understands everything. So everything is pretty much made of zeros and ones. So if your hard drive, if you feel like your hard drive is failing on you, uh, I have bad news for you because it's not going to be anything to do with software on your hard drive because all it is that hard drive is programmed to do what it needs to do. And if you feel like something's wrong with your hard drive, it's going bad on you. You need to replace it. Mechanical drives could last you from 6 months, even a month, to like 10 years. It all depends the manufacturer, how well it was made, the parts that they have in it, and so on. I just don't recommend using disk scans. It's not gonna fix any errors, and the only time it ever fixes errors if, like, say you're messing with your hard drive, you're using programs to mess with your hard drive. Like, say you want to do partitions, like partition separates. Like, say you have total of 5 gigs and you want total of 5 partitions. Each partition you can have, like, say Windows XP, Windows Vista with Service Pack 1, the Server Pack 2, and so on. Each partition you could put different type of operating systems in there. And one of the partitions mess up and the whole drive gets corrupt. So this scan will scan it and say, oh, this is where it's messed up, let's correct it, and that's where it will come in, and that's where you could use it. But other than that, if you feel like your hard drive is going bad on you because it's like super ultra slow and no matter what you do, say like you reformatted your computer with no other programs on there, just 100% straight basic stock, and it's still slow, that means your hard drive is either going bad on you or another hardware on your computer is going bad. Solid state drive SSD is pretty much like a hard drive, except there's no mechanical in there. If you know what a USB flash drive is or a thumb drive is, it's pretty much a gigantic version of it. It's not like huge, what I'm trying to tell you. It's very tiny. It's probably like no bigger than a like iPhone 5 or like a like an iPod. Sometimes a little bit bigger than an iPod. Sometimes they're smaller. There's a 2.5 inch and there's a 3.5 inch version of those. Solid state drives are so much faster than a hard drive, and the reason why is because there's no mechanical. So solid state drive, you don't really have any problems with them. They pretty much work out of the box. If anything, if they fail on you, it's because one of the chips went bad. But I had a solid state drive. I bought one about 6-7 years ago, and it failed on me about, I think, like 5 months ago. So that's how long it lasted me. And I still have another one. I bought twins. I bought two 60 gig solid state drives, and one is still working, and it's working just fine. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Junk file, which is junk file. Clean up junk files to recover the space. If you have crap like left over from programs, like say I was telling you about the registry, you'll have some programs left over in your hard drive or solid state drive, whatever you're using. You'll have some folders left behind. You'll have some files left behind, some programs left behind. So this pretty much cleans that crap. It get rid of duplicate files, things that you don't need anymore, and it boosts your computer up by whatever you have on there. Internet booster, you can't really boost your internet. Whatever you get from your internet service provider, ISP, that's what you're getting. You're not going to get anything faster. Say you're getting 6 megs a second. That's your speed that you're getting. That's all you're going to get. And the reason why that's all you're going to get is because that's what your service is. Now, if you want faster internet, you let them know, hey, give me faster internet. But they're going to charge you for it. I've been with AT&T for years, and I've been at 6 megs for 6 megs a second, and they don't want to upgrade to this damn small city, which is Farmersville. I've been at 6 megs for such a long time. I even tried 12 megs a second, which they have the package on there. 12 megs a second, I lose so much internet connection, but it's double the speed that I have. So I decided to stay 6 megs a second, and every once in a while I'll disconnect because I'm pretty far away from the box. But let's move on. Internet boost, don't worry about it. You're not going to get a boost. Your internet's not going to be faster. It's never going to work, no matter what you do, no matter what technology you use. If your internet service provider is going to tell you you're going to go 6 megs a second, 2 megs a second, 10 megs a second, 15 megs a second, that's how far you're going to go because that's what you paid for. So let's go to vulnerability fix. Vulnerability fix is it scans and fixes Windows vulnerability. So what that means is, like, let's just say there's a file corrupt somewhere on your computer because you had a virus or whatever. That will go through a bunch of files. It'll keep going through a bunch of files. It'll keep going and going and going until it goes through every single file that has to do with Windows. When it finds that file, if it finds a file that's damaged, it will either download it from the internet, or if it automatically has it there, it would automatically fix it for you. Let's just say it tells Windows, hey, there's something wrong with this file. Hey, can you give me another file? Hey, sure. So Windows, this Advanced System Care will talk to Windows and say, hey, this is what you're supposed to have. All right, so it tells Windows to, create me another one, and it will create another one for you. Or the way they have the programmers, I'm not sure how they have this working or how they, make it work. It's possible that they have a big database of every single file for Windows. So the Advanced System Care knows exactly what each file is and how big the size is, what ones and zeros supposed to be in there and so on. So it'll fix it if there's anything wrong with it. It'll get rid of it and then apply a new one or fix it. I don't really know how it works. I'm not a programmer. But that's pretty much what a vulnerability fix is. Like, you also have like security issues and so on. It'll fix it for you. Now, let's just say you have a shortcut. Let's say you had a shortcut right here, right? And it's a shortcut to solitary. And like, wait a minute, you click on it, you right click, you try to open it, but nothing's happening. So this program will, search through your whole computer for shortcuts only. That's all it looks for. Because shortcuts are a shortcut to a program. Let's just say I wanted to put this program right here, and when I double click on it, it doesn't work. Why doesn't solitary work? Why doesn't Advanced System Care shortcut work? So now you have to go to Start menu, all programs, and you have to go to the program and drag it to the desktop, or right click and add to desktop shortcut. So this program will fix the shortcut. It'll delete it and re-add a new shortcut because it can do that. That's pretty much shortcut fix is. System optimization, it's anything that has to do with anything of your computer. If it's like anything damaged, it's pretty much like a vulnerability fix. If you have like a vulnerability fix, also I forgot to tell you, it's like if you have any patches of like, let's say updates for Windows and you haven't installed it yet, they'll install it for you. They'll be like, hey, you got some Windows updates you haven't done. That's pretty much that too. System optimization is like, if you have say, for example, let's just say you have some programs that are messing with your computer, and they're not in the correct order. So that system optimization will correct everything the way it's supposed to be, instead of having to say you want to go from A to say J, and J is like in somewhere between D and E. So the computer is like, oh, where did it go? Where did it go? So when it has to search through theirs, oh, I found it. So it makes the computer slower. So instead of having things like that, it will go from A to automatically to J, and you'll find it because the computer knows, the registry knows it's right here in this spot. So it makes it easier for you to load to it. So that's pretty much what system optimization is. It makes everything faster. If you have settings that have been changed through from programs or um, like viruses or whatever, it optimizes those settings back to the way Windows should have been, the way it's supposed to be. Because when you have a fresh computer with no programs on there, it's super fast. But as soon as you start putting crap on there, a bunch of files, a bunch of programs, and so on, it makes your computer slower because it has to think harder because you have too much stuff. Disk optimization. This is for hard drives. Optimize hard disk to improve PC performance. This does work for like Windows XP and Windows Vista, but ever since Windows 7, 8, and 10, you don't necessarily need that because it automatically maintains all the files better for you. Because when in Windows XP was one of the best programs or Windows you could ever have. It's like it was cool, it was perfect, it was working fine. But the file system wasn't really good. It was, I mean, it was okay, but from XP to Vista, it's like no change. But 7, 8, and 10, it's a huge difference because now it's a lot smarter and knows where to put things instead of having it everywhere. So it's a lot more organized now. So that's pretty much all these. Let's give you a little small demo of how it's gonna work. My computer is running perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it because I've already tried it. But I had run a scan before I did this video, and there are things it could fix. So let's just run a scan and just to see what comes up. So I'm gonna select all, just to show you, and let's click send. Now some of these things might take a while depending on how much crap you have on your computer. But I have a solid state drive and it's only 60 gigs, so there's not a lot you can put on there. Windows takes up from installing from a 4.7 gigabyte DVD. It will expand itself to 22.5 or 23.5 gigs. That's the total size of Windows with no programs other than what it comes with. So it could take you a lot longer than me, or it could be faster than me. You never know. But I don't recommend using these programs when you just had a format. A format meaning that everything's been erased and put back to factory settings. I only recommend it if you had the computer for like 1 or 2 years and you've been using it so much and you haven't did anything. You haven't cleaned it or whatever. None of that stuff. Like you just have a bunch of junk on there and you just keep using it. No formats, no refreshes or nothing like that. This is where this program comes in. It helps put everything back in order if it's not in order. So as you can see, startup items, I'm not too sure what that is. I think it's saying that it's cool. It's nothing wrong with it, or it might need some fixing or something. I'm not too sure, but I don't have a lot of startup items as I showed you earlier. Privacy traces, I have 11,993. I surf the internet a lot. I'm pretty much on my computer almost like the whole day. Of course, I do other things, but I'm just saying in general, this is a lot of crap. I visit a lot of websites. Facebook has a lot of things you could look at. For example, you could have news feeds, your friends' feeds. Your friends could consist of like funny cat videos or dog videos. Another one of your friends, going through pregnancy and she's putting a bunch of baby stuff on, how to build a crib, what kind of clothing, give them, what kind of names, funny baby stuff, things that babies go through. Just a bunch of random things that Facebook literally goes through, and that all goes on your computer. So that's pretty much like If you click on an ad, that ad puts a cookie on your computer, and it pretty much it's a trace saying that, oh, hey, this guy's been on our website, so let's keep his information here, so we don't have to have to go through the same process that we first advertised our product to. That's pretty much how Facebook is. It's when you click on a picture, there's a temporary picture that goes on your computer, which is the thumbnail, and it's just a preview of that picture. So everything pretty much is saved no matter where you go. If you look at pictures and you don't even click on it, and it's like a small picture, you don't click on it, but it's still on your computer already. And you can go to this folder, which is called the temp folder, and you can look inside of it, and you can see every single type of picture you've seen. It's there. So every time you let's say you want to download a picture of a beautiful looking car that just came out, and they changed the paint job on it to make it look even better. You're like, oh, I like this car. I'm gonna save it. So when you click on save, the information, the partial information for that picture, it goes in chunks, like ones and zeros and ones and zeros. So as those ones and zeros are coming from the internet, it goes to your computer, and it's like little bits of chunks. So it makes the file get bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually it'll stop until it has all its ones and zeros, all its data. So a temporary file is always stored there, and once it's complete, it'll send it to wherever you downloaded it to. That's pretty much what privacy traces is. A little information on other things I just told you. Junk files, if you have, like I told you earlier, if you have like crap on your computer that's like, say, clutter, like old programs you haven't say old programs you uninstalled and you don't need them anymore, and they left like a bunch of other files behind, that's called clutter or junk and so on. So the program found 64 megabytes of junk files, which is not a lot. It's very small. This is probably like a full album of, like, say, Metallica or whatever you guys listen to. Straight full album of MP3. Anyways, let's move on to registry. It found 27 errors with the registry. As I said, I don't really like these programs. I told you that earlier. If I don't remember if I told you earlier, but if I didn't, I do apologize. Registry error. I said that I've used this program earlier before I started this video, and it said that it had some on it, and I cleaned it, but it's like, why would it clean it again if cleaned it the first time? So I'm thinking these things are a little iffy. It says right here, attention, please exit Firefox, otherwise privacy traces will not be erased. I don't really care for that, and they can trace back to me, but I don't go to like fake websites and so on. I don't do that. I actually go to websites that I do trust, because sometimes I do research on them. If I find a website, I'm like, hey, this website a little iffy, and all of a sudden I start getting viruses from this website, I'm never going back there again, no matter what. I'm glad that today antivirus technology helps you before the actual virus gets loaded into your computer. The antivirus will detect it and, like, oh, wait a minute, this seems like a virus. So as soon as that ones and zeros, that data starts coming in, oh, sorry, bam, blocks it. So that's pretty much what it was telling me right now. So up here it says 12,386 items found this, so it's everything, the total. Spyware threats, as I was telling you what spyware threats are. I don't have any spyware threats. I don't have anything like that. You see, the cookies, they see that as a spyware threat. Firefox, these are all pretty much from Firefox, and these are not spyware threats. These are just normal things that they have. Scripts are like things that say you go to a website, and like Google, when you go to google.com, when you click on the little banner, sometimes they have little games you can play. As soon as you click that play button, it's a script to tell the computer where it's coming from, the server where it's coming from, to, hey, let's start playing it. Let's start sending information to the user so they can start playing the game. So that's pretty much a script. That's what that's called. Tracking cookies of, like, where you've been, websites you've been, and so on. I mean, you could always clean it if you wanted to. I'm not going to clean it because it's not something I really care about, because I've only go to, as I said, safe websites. Internet improvements, you can't improve anything to do with internet. You can make it feel like it's faster, but it's not faster. Your internet will go as a speed as your internet provider gives you. No matter what technology comes out. Unless you're a hacker and you've bypassed all their information on their computers and you force it to give you that internet. But other than that, you're not gonna get anything. So let's click on fix. System optimization, it's good. Registry fragments, disk errors, security holes, and disk optimizations. I actually didn't have any of these before. This one I probably had, but not these right here. This one, and this one right here. But not this one. I didn't have anything on this one because, as I said, I don't have a hard drive for my main operating system. If I did, then it would probably find um, disk errors. But other than that, everything is fine. So I'm going to just click on fix, and it's going to go through each and every single one of them. It'll fix them, it'll clean them, it'll get rid of them, and so on. Uh, it does its thing. And do I recommend it? You know what? I'm going to tell you maybe, because so far I haven't had any problems, and it seemed like to be working pretty good. I haven't had any lags or nothing. I have no problems whatsoever with this program. Do I recommend it? Yeah, go ahead and use it. Uh, do I keep recommending keep using it if you have problems with it? No. Try the free version for yourself, and if you like it, you can buy the full version of this program. I'm not going to say it's a bad program because so far I haven't had any issues. I've just installed it today, actually yesterday, which was the 21st of June of 2017. So I've just recently used it. I turned off my computer and returned it on, and I didn't have any problems as soon as I booted up. So that's pretty much an in-depth of how this program works. I can go through these other things like, say, quick settings, what's new, technical support, rescue center, send feedback, check for updates, user manual, help to translate, download IOBit freeware, which is a bunch of other stuff that you can get off of the IOBit website. Font size, background, skin. You can change your whatever skin you want. How much transparency you want. See how it goes through it. You can have transparency as as you're looking through these things. I just rather have the full thing because of course I'm giving you a demo, a trial of this, a full review of pretty much of this stuff. Just click on back on this information and click on finish, and then just go to speed up, and they're gonna tell you can boost on or off, hard or accelerate. This is something I do not recommend you doing unless your computer is like 6-7 years old and you don't update your programs, your hardware's drivers, which tells Windows how this hardware works. Like, say your graphics card, you put a new graphics card in there, that driver will tell the driver that comes from the company will tell Windows, hey, this is how exactly it works, and you can go beyond its limitations. So that's pretty much how it works. That's what drivers work. If you I don't use these things. I really don't because I update my drivers myself. I have an AMD card, which is a graphics card. I go directly to AMD and get the latest software for my card instead of having this thing do it for me because I like the latest features and programs that it comes with it. You could use this if you want. I've had a one-time bad experience. I was actually doing this for a customer, thinking that hey, it's work just fine because I've used it before and it worked fine. But when I did it for the customers, it disabled my mouse. My mouse was completely disabled. You can hear the disconnect and reconnect sound from Windows. It's like doo 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 doo, and it stopped. But I couldn't move my mouse. But what did work was my keyboard. So I'm like, what the heck? So I had to go to I had to hit the Windows key, and then I had to go to all programs. Click on that. I have to go all the way down. If not, hit the search button. I will type in device manager. I'd go device manager. I would click on that, or I'll push the button. Then I hit the tabs and find out which one I gotta go through. Hit enter. It'll tell you cancel. The wrong one, so I gotta find a way to actually how to do it. See. It's kind of difficult. Hit the right arrow key there. It was complicated. It was stupid. I didn't like it. So what I did was I rolled back to driver, meaning that it went back to the original driver. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this crap. I don't want it. You could use it if you want. You can try it out. I'm not gonna tell you no, but I'm telling you, from my experience, don't use it. If you want, if you want to update drivers, go to directly to the manufacturer, and they'll give you latest drivers. And if there is no latest driver since you bought the computer, then it doesn't need it. So those drivers are pretty much optimized for that computer, for that specific device. Deep optimization, you could use this. What this does is it helps your RAM, internet, and hard drive settings to make sure they're working at full speed. um, I'm sorry, I didn't get to talk about this one. This one, it pretty much, if you have there's hardware inside your computer called RAM or memory. There are these modules that store certain information for Windows, so when you, like, say Firefox, I didn't have Firefox. Say I didn't have it open right now, and I've never opened it. I only installed it but never opened it. Windows has to go to that file wherever it's at and load it completely. And see, now it will take, like, say it took 5 seconds to load it. Now that you've loaded once and you closed it, it's already in the memory temporarily. So when you click on it, and boom, it pops up real quick. So the faster hardware you have in your computer, the faster it will load. That's kind of how memory works. There's other features of how memory works, but I'm not going to get into depth with that. So what it does, it cleans whatever stuff that doesn't use anymore, programs you don't really use. So that's what it makes it use, or that's the space that it no longer needs. It's programs that are no longer needed in the RAM, the memory modules. So it cleans it and it makes your computer faster because your computer needs a lot of memory. So deep optimization will go deeply into your memory modules, your hard drive, and so on. Like a deep scan. It will just keep going and going and going, and until it can't go anymore. And then it said, hey, we can fix all this, we can make it better, let's just do it. And you can click on optimize, and it'll optimize it. Next one is going to be the app toolbar cleaner. This is what you have, like, on, say, Firefox. You have Firefox and you got your app stuff like that. You got, like, this is like anime toolbars like this. What I'm sorry, not these are bookmarks. You got toolbars like dark YouTube theme, ad blocker, video downloader, Grammarly. Because I suck at grammars. Apparently, I suck at talking as well. But I do apologize. But there are, like, other things you could have, like, say, shortcuts to, like, coupons, or shortcuts to eBay and so on, which are bookmarks. But there's other ones you could use. Um, I don't have a lot, so I don't really need to use this. And all my tools, or my toolbars and plugins and all that, are safe ones. I don't have crap that I shouldn't have on my computer. As I said, I go through things and make sure they're good stuff instead of having it on there. Protect is pretty much, say you have a camera on your computer. This program will allow you to say you have a laptop. The laptop has a camera, and the camera could be used by this thing called Face ID. So when you have that camera, mine, it says no camera detected, so it won't record. So you have your computer on, and you don't lock it. You don't have no passwords or nothing on it. And yes, Windows 8 and 8.1, you can bypass it to not have any passwords. You can use a local account, or you can tell Windows says, hey, I don't want to keep adding my passwords to it. I don't want to have to keep typing everything in. So you do, like, some little, some settings, and you put your password in, and when you turn off your computer and you turn it back on, you don't ever have to sign in again. That's pretty much what. No, I'm sorry. That's not what that is. Face ID. If it detects movement in your computer, and you suspect that somebody's been using your computer, Face ID will automatically start recording in the background, so it won't tell you, like, hey, we're recording you, bruh. Yeah, recording that. Yeah, you know you push that mouse button. No, not nothing like that. It records silently in the background, and when you get back to your computer, you know where these things are saved to. So you'll go to it and you're like, oh, so this person's been using my computer. Ah, I got it. All right, yeah. So you know that kind of thing. So browser anti-tracking. If say you don't want no one knowing that you do, you know, look at things that you shouldn't be looking at. You know, winky winky. That pretty much stops anything from being saved. Cookies, any type of spyware, like any type of tracking, anything to do with tracking of anything, including the pictures I told you, the thumbnails. All that crap is not stored on there. It's not. It's like everything is temporary. So as soon as you close that browsing, when as soon as you click this one and you close your browsing, all that stuff is gone. Nothing is saved anymore. It's like one if like it never had not a single trace. It's never been there. That's what that pretty much the tracking is. So nobody can't track you on that. Real time protector, which is pretty much against spyware, as I was telling you earlier. Surfing protection, ads removal. It removes ads like say YouTube. When you go on YouTube, it'll stop that ad from popping up. Surfing as well. If like you go to a website and it has a virus on it, it's like, hey, Advanced System Care has detected that this website has a virus on it. Stay away from it, man. You don't want to do that. Homepage protection. If like say you download a program and it says, oh yeah, we're gonna change your page from Google to Yahoo because you know they're sponsored by Yahoo or whatever. So it'll be like, nah, bruh, we're not changing from Google to Yahoo. We're staying Google. I don't care what you say. So that pretty much how it works. A system reinforces like say say you got this little tiny bouncer guy at your club. He's 5.3 feet tall. He's pretty buff, but dudes are like 6 feet 2 inches tall. They're buff, and they'd be like, "Get out of my way, you little pipsqueak." So they push the guy out of the way. So I'm like, man, he's a cool guy, but he's not big enough to stop these big dudes. So you get a 7 foot tall dude, really big, very friendly, and say, "What's up, man? How you doing? Hey, I remember from the last time, bruh. You do something this time, and I grab you by your shoulder and toss you down the street." Yeah, I mean, Jelly Bean. So it's pretty much like that. So it protects your assets. It protects your club from bad things, from bad people. So what I'm trying to say is bad files. So if you're gonna get like say a hacker comes into your finds out hey, this guy lives here. Oh, he has a computer with a bunch of passwords and debit cards and credit cards information. Oh, I'm gonna steal his stuff. Oh, wait a minute, system reinforce is blocking me. Damn, I can't get in. So it's pretty much like that big bouncer. That bouncer will see like to the hacker, be like, bruh, you trying to get into my computer, my master's computer? Oh hell no! Cracks his fingers and be like, "What's up, bro? You wanna brawl? Just that kind of thing. He wants to, you wanna fight, big whoop. You wanna fight about it, kind of thing. But it's not really kind of that thing. I'm just pretty much messing around. I'm actually tired. I haven't slept yet. 7 in the morning, and I'm supposed to be going to my job right about now. But that's what system reinforce is. It protects you from bad things on the internet. Have you already been to Clean and Optimize Toolbox? Has a bunch of things, but none of these things are with this program. From what I've seen, they are not. Like say driver booster, it may have driver booster on there. Yeah, see no, it doesn't have driver booster, so it sends you to the website. There might be things. Sorry, there might be things that it has. Let's say startup manager. Yep, starter manager's on here. Let's see. Let's see. Uninstaller, I doubt it's on here. Yep, takes me to the website. So some things are gonna be on here because from what I seen, this program is pretty hefty. I think it was like either 50 or 100 megs. I don't remember. So there's quite a few programs on here. Each program does its own. It installs. This one uninstalls programs that Windows can't really uninstall. So, like, say, remember I was telling you earlier that some programs have files that are left behind. This will completely uninstall that stuff. Like, say, I didn't want this anymore. This thing sucked. But I had this program. I had the full version of this program. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna click on this, and it's gonna delete everything. There won't be a single trace of that program ever been on my computer. Driver Booster, as I was telling you earlier, don't download that if you want. That's up to you. Smart Defrag is for hard disk drives. I was telling you, and when you had like Windows XP and Windows Vista, that's when you could use something like this. That's where it optimizes your desk or your hard drive, and it makes it faster. Malware Fighter are special viruses that you don't ever want on your computer because malwares are pretty tough to get off of your computer once they're installed. They're pain in the butts. You got Trojans, you got malwares, spywares, adwares, rootkits. Rootkits are the one of the worst you could ever come across. Even though I've said this one was worse, but literally it's almost impossible to get rid of these things. They're like parasites. They stick to that file and they start corrupting it. And Windows is like, oh, I need to go to this file. Oh, hey, we're gonna open up this file. Seems cool. And all of a sudden it starts spreading through your computer and it messes things up. You can recover from it, or sometimes you can't. But that's what Malware Fighter is. Startup Manager, you already know what that is. Smart RAM is what I was telling you earlier. It cleans it and makes sure there's not any crap on there, and so it boosts your computer performance. Internet Booster, you already know that. Auto shutdown, tell your computer to shut down at a specific time. Like say I'm gonna stop recording in like a minute or so, and I wanted to stop recording at say right now it's 7:04, and I wanted to stop at 7:10. It'll the computer will shut down at 7:10. Program deactivator, it'll completely stop that program. It won't have it running in the background because some programs do that. They run in the background. A registry frag, you already know what that is. Windows Fix is like the other one. PC transfer, you can transfer programs to a newer computer or to an older computer, whatever. Disk Doctor is pretty much the same thing as Smart Defrag. It will detect something going on with it and whether it can fix it or not. You can undelete specific items that you've deleted. File Shredder, if you have like, let's just say you had a document that had your social security, your driver license, and your credit cards. This will completely destroy it by writing ones and zeros over and over and over and over it. On a hard disk drive or any type of hard drive, solid state drive, if you want to get rid of something, you have to write zeros and ones and zeros over and over on top of it, because when you do that, you're writing information on top of other information. It's kind of like when you write something, like you write like say the number, say like the number 7 on a paper, but you meant to actually draw number 1 for some reason. You draw a 7, so you like actually scribble really hard on there, and it shows that like number 1 there. So that's pretty much what it is. It goes over it. Default programs makes things that like if like say you're using Firefox and you're gonna give this computer to your friend and you don't want to have to go through like deleting it and whatever, so you want everything to be default, which is Internet Explorer. It will automatically send everything back to the way it was originally to each its own program. Internet Explorer, which is the helper, which is like if your Internet Explorer is not doing right, it will help fix it if it's sick or whatever. You already know what this is. I've told you earlier. The same thing of the other one earlier. Large Files Finder will find, like, say you got videos and you can't find your, like, some specific video and you know it's a big file. This will find every single file out there that's huge. Empty folder scanner. It'll go through your computer and look for folders. There's nothing in there. And when it finds all these things, it's, hey, I found over 1,000 files with nothing in them. And you can delete them, and this saves space, this saves time of loading specific programs and so on. Shortcuts, you already know. Clone files, if you have like 10 MP3s are the same song and you downloaded it like 10 times, it will delete all of those except one. Process Manager manages like things that you have in the background and so on. You can shut things down, you could stop, like say startup and so on features. And then let's go to the Action Center. Action Center tells you that things that you could update. Mine are all up to date because I always update my stuff, as I said before. And then you could do like the exclusive offers for this stuff, for this program. You can go to like Driver Booster Pro, Pro Malware Fighter, Smart Defrag Pro, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. This is your choice whether you want to buy it or not. I'm not going to tell you whether you should buy it or not. But that pretty much concludes this program. I understand it was pretty long, and I've kind of talked too much about certain things. I will have shortcuts in this video to show you exactly where you need to go. I do apologize if I rambled a little bit. I'm just trying to give people, in-depth program how to, it's did they need to use it, should they use it, what symptoms do they have their computer, and so on. But anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. I have nothing else to say about this. Do I recommend it? Yes and no. But as I said, everybody's different, and so far I haven't had any problems. If I do have problems, I will let you know in the description section. And I will let you know it's like, hey, this date and so on. And like after so many amount of days, my computer took a dump on me. It could have been because it took a dump on me. Maybe my solid state drive took a dump on me, or my hard drive took a dump on me, or hardware took a dump on me on my computer. I wouldn't be able to know, but I will say that something did happen, and it's not something you can say like, what a coincidence. Or you could say something that's like, hey, that's a weird coincidence. I just installed it like 3 days ago, and all of a sudden my computer doesn't work. And I had issues in the past, and it's the same thing. Huh, okay. So type in that information. Hey, guys, it's date 6/25. 2017. My computer doesn't want to boot anymore, so I had to reformat everything. Now it works. So I'll give you, I'll let you know or not, and this will tell you whether you want to get it or not. But as I said, everybody's different. One more time, this is Known as Geeks. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you whether you want to subscribe or not. But giving a thumbs up tells me I should make more videos like this. If you want to give me any, advice to stop saying, that kind of thing. If you want to give me advice to make videos shorter or make the video look better, better audio quality, or hey, can you review this software or whatever, let me know. I'll look at it and I'll send you a message back, and I'll tell you whether I'm going to be doing it or not. Just whatever. This YouTube channel is to help people out because a lot of other people don't really do it right, and some people you can't really understand them because they have a really heavy accent. But again, this is Known as Geeks. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And again, thumbs up so you can let me know to make more videos like this, and subscribe if you like. You don't have to, but it does help my channel. Later, guys. Have a great day. Oh, and then one more thing I forgot to tell you. This program does come with a little tiny toolbar, which is for your RAM. It'll tell you whether how much has been released. It's an automatic program, which I've told you the turbo boost on. So if you leave this on, this program does pop up right here, and it tells you how much RAM is being used. So say like I was at 25%, or let's say it was like 50% RAM usage. This program will clean all the crap that doesn't need to be in there, and it will drop it down to whatever percent that frees up. So right now it's being 13% used, and 15% of my CPU is being used. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys. This is Known as Geeks. Have a great day.